Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Bhagavad.
Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Go Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jai Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 2, text 22. Please repeat after me. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grahणadi naroparani तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि सम्याति नवानि देहि वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि सम्याति नवानि देहि वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि सम्याति नवानि देहि. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, similarly the soul accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Please repeat the translation after me. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, similarly the soul accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Purport. Change of body by the atomic individual soul is an acceptable fact. Even some of the modern scientists who do not believe in the existence of the soul, but at the same time cannot explain the source of energy from the heart, have to accept continuous changes of body which appear from childhood to boyhood, from boyhood to old age. The change is transferred to another body. This has already been explained in the previous verse. Transference of the atomic individual soul to another body is made possible by the grace of the Supersoul. The Supersoul fulfills the desires of the atomic soul as one friend fulfills the desire of another. The Vedas, like the Mundaka Upanishad, as well as the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, compare the soul and the Supersoul to two friendly birds sitting on the same tree. One of the birds, the individual atomic soul, is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other bird, Krishna, simply watching his friend. Of these two birds, although they are the same in quality, one is captivated by the fruits of the material tree, while the other is simply witnessing the activities of his friend. Krishna is the witnessing bird, and Arjuna is the eating bird. Although they are friends, one is still the master and the other is the servant. Forgetfulness of this relationship by the atomic soul is the cause of one's changing his position from one tree to another, from one body to another. The Jiva's soul is struggling very hard on the tree of the material body, but as soon as he agrees to accept the other bird as the supreme spiritual master, as Arjuna agreed to do by voluntary surrender unto Krishna for instruction, the subordinate bird immediately becomes free from all lamentations. Both the Katha Upanishad and Shvetashvatara Upanishad confirms this. Samane vrakshe purusho nimagno nishaya sochati muyamanaha justam yada pashyati anyam ishamasya mahimana mithivit shokaha. Although the two birds are in the same tree, the eating bird is fully engrossed with anxiety and moroseness as the enjoyer of the fruits of the tree. But if in some way or other he turns his face to his friend who is the Lord and knows his glories, at once the suffering bird becomes free from all anxieties. Arjuna has now turned his face towards his eternal friend Krishna and is understanding the Bhagavad Gita from him. And thus, hearing from Krishna, he can understand the supreme glories of the Lord and be free from lamentation. Arjuna is advised herewith by the Lord not to lament for the bodily change of his old grandfather and his teacher. He should rather be happy to kill their bodies in the righteous fight so that they may be cleansed at once of all reactions from various bodily activities. One who lays down his life on the sacrificial altar or in the proper battlefield is at once cleansed of bodily reactions and promoted to a higher status of life. So there was no cause for Arjuna's lamentation. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta Purport. Start with the prayer. So Magyanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalagya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidhinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Bhasha Dadeshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone for today's Gita session. So we are reading this very important section from Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 entitled as Gita Summarized. The entire summary of the whole Bhagavad Gita can be understood through this one chapter, the second chapter, and this section, particular section, which is also called as the Atma Gyan, the knowledge of the self. Krishna is giving the series of verses wherein explaining that we are not the body, we are the soul, and then various characteristics of the soul and how the soul transmigrate from one body to another body. This particular verse, what we are reading today. So this transmigration of soul has been explained through this example. Vasam si jirnani yatha vihaya navani granati naro parani. Nara means the man, human being. So as a human being, vasamsi, vasa means the vastra, the garments, or clothing. So when our garments, our clothes are jirnani, when they are old and worn out, then what we do? A man, what they do? They change. Navani granati. They'll accept the new garments. Similarly, tatha, in the same way, sharirani vihaya jirnani, when this sharir, this body, becomes old and invalid, jirnani, then anyani samyati navani dehi, then navani dehi, new deha, new body, soul accepts. So Krishna already established that we are not the body, we are the soul, and then soul transmigrate from one body to another. Deino asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuyadi. So the soul transmigrate from one body to another body, which is kaumaram yavanam jara. Kaumar means when body is like the 5-year-old body, 5-year-old child. From there, change to the another body, which is yavanam. Yavan means the youth. And then jara. Jara means the old age. So we all have this experience. It's not a theory. This is our experience. And that is what Krishna is talking here. That the soul transmigrate from Kamaram, Yavanam, Jara, old age. And then after old age what happens? Tatha Deha Antar Prapti. Deha Antar means from one Deha, one body, to another body. And at that point, or that phenomena we call death. So death is nothing new. It's the same phenomena which is happening all through our life. We have been changing the bodies from the day one we are born in this world. Right? And this now the modern science also, modern medical science, they have proven that in the span of 7 years, this is a completely different body. It's a new body in 7 years. But we don't see that it's a new body. We think, oh, I am seeing you after 10 years, you look same. We may look same, but biologically you are a completely different body. All the cells in our body in 7 years completely replaced with the new cells. So biologically we are changed. Physically also we grow in so many different ways. Intellectually also we grow, and maturity also changes with the time. So we are a completely a different person, but we don't see the change. So this is something, the fundamental. But in this modern age, these fundamentals are not clear. That is what is our modern education system is. We are advanced civilization now. We have become so advanced that we are missing out the basics. This knowledge was very much ingrained in everyone in the previous time, in the bygone ages. Everybody knew all these concepts. But nowadays, people had to have the debates to prove the existence of the soul. Say, no soul, where is the soul? Show me the soul. Have you seen the soul? And a lot of debates and discussions and experiments. They're spending millions of dollars in doing some experiments, which was like a layman's knowledge at one time. That has become such advanced knowledge now. So we can understand that where we are advancing. Something which is a common man's knowledge. Even the great scientist has to debate and discuss to understand that basic. But that knowledge can be understood simply just by reading Bhagavad Gita under the guidance of a bona fide teacher, a bona fide spiritual master. And then we understand that, okay, we are not the body, we are the soul. Scientifically we can understand that. And the soul transmigrate, and how the soul transmigrate from one body to another body. And this analogy is given, like we change the old and worn out clothes, similarly the soul changes the body. So this has been explained here in this verse today. So essentially the transmigration has been described here in today's verse. Now what is the transmigration? Transmigration is the focus. The two words have been used. Generally people talk transmigration and incarnation. And people are sometimes confused. We are incarnating from one body to another body. So we have to very carefully understand the two different phenomena. Incarnation is first time when the soul comes into the body. That is called incarnation. Karna. Karna means the flesh. So when the soul enter into a body which is made out of flesh. So at one point the soul enters into the body. That is when the journey begins. And then journey continues from one body to another body to another body. And how many bodies are there? 8.4 million different species of life. So this is the journey. So transmigration means the focus is on the journey. And that is what has been explained in this verse, that we keep changing the body. So one thing we should understand is that life does not begin with the birth. And life does not end with the death. There is one book by Srila Prabhupada entitled as Beyond Birth and Death. There is something before the birth and there is something after death. So this modern material philosophy is that eat, drink, be merry and enjoy the life. This is the life. Who has seen what next They are ignorant people, they are not seen what next. And they cannot see. But there is a way to see what next. And will be held responsible next, in the next life, based on what we do in this life. So one should be very, very responsible. So why people, especially in this modern age, you see that people are becoming so irresponsible. Their philosophy is just do and enjoy. Don't worry. Because they created the philosophy, concocted philosophy, that eat, drink, be merry and enjoy the life. Who has seen tomorrow? So they don't believe in next life. So there's no responsibility. You just enjoy, do whatever you want to do. But when we read Bhagavad Gita, and then we understand that there is a life beyond the death, and will be responsible, will be held responsible for that, right? Then automatically person become very responsible. That I should not be doing some nonsense, right? I'll be answerable. So like that we understand here. So the change of the body, the change of the dress, we all change the dress, right? And different dress based on the different occasion. When you come to temple, you dress differently. When you go to the party, you dress differently, right? So in the same way, this soul changes the body. There are some factors based on which the soul will change body. It's not like that randomly whatever body we want, we'll get that. So there are 3-step phenomena happens to change the body from one body to another body. First thing is, the soul leaves the existing body. That is step 1. And then second step is, it travels. And the third step is, it enters into the new body. So you have to very carefully understand these 3 steps, that how does it work? Leaving one body, traveling and entering into another body. So somebody is guiding. It's not like that you randomly left. You traveled in any direction. You enter into any body. Now everything is so precise. And that is what Prabhupada is bringing some concepts here. That how, let us understand this. That how the soul leaves the body. Stage 1. Right. So Srimad Bhagavatam explains, and Prabhupada is also bringing here, that karmana devanetrena jantur dehopapadyate. So everything is happening under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. So when we leave the body, somebody should be guiding you that, okay, what next? Which direction? Where? So somebody is guiding. That somebody is karmana devanetrena. Karmana devanetrena. Devanetrena means the Lord is witnessing constantly. So Prabhupada is bringing that concept here is, transference of the atomic individual soul to another body is made possible by the grace of the super soul. So now, here we are introduced to another concept. So far we have heard and discussed about the soul. And we understood, okay, theoretically, say, if we are not realized, theoretically we accept, okay, I am not the body, I am the soul. But now, there is another concept which is super soul. What is this super soul? Who is this super soul? So soul is Atma, super soul is Paramatma. We might have heard many times this word, Paramatma, and we very casually use these words. But these words have very precise meaning. Who is this Paramatma? So Paramatma is super soul, who is actually another expansion of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. And Krishna expands himself in the form of Paramatma. It's called the Paramatma feature. And that has been explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. There is 3 aspects of the absolute truth. Absolute truth means Param Satya. So Param Satya can be understood in 3 different aspects. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti, Sabdhyate. So one of the aspects of that absolute truth, the Param Satya, is Brahman. Those who are little interested in philosophy, you might have definitely heard this word called Brahman. Or they say, Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. So one aspect of the absolute truth is Brahman realization. Or in layman's language is that some light is there. Some energy is there. We talk like this. Right? What is that light, that energy? So that is Brahman. And that has been explained as that Brahman is the bodily effulgence of the Supreme Lord. So many people think that final destination is that Brahma, that light, to entering into that light, or that energy, and that is the end. But that is not the end, as per the standard of Bhagavatam. That is the effulgence of the Supreme Lord. Second aspect of the absolute truth is Paramatma, which we are talking here, super soul. So Lord expands himself into the Paramatma feature, super soul, which enters into each and every living entity. Andandarastha Paramanu Chayandarastham. So Brahmacharya explains that Paramatma is situated in each and every body, and not only just human beings, each and every living entity, and not only just living entities, but each and every atom. Andandarastha Paramanu Chayandarastham. So that is the another feature of the absolute truth, Paramatma. So why Paramatma enters into everybody? Like all the humans, we all have the Paramatma sitting in our heart to guide our path, to guide what we should be doing. And Prabhupada is quoting this verse from the Skata Upanishad, Samane vrakshe purusho nimagna nishaya sochati muya manaha. Samane vraksha, this vraksha, this body is compared to a tree, and in the tree, the two birds are sitting, one is soul, one is super soul, Atma and Paramatma. One bird is busy eating the fruits. Despite eating all varieties of fruits, still lamenting, not happy. And another bird simply just sitting and witnessing. So one is enjoying fruit, enjoying bird, and another is witnessing bird. It's not doing anything, just watching. Who is watching? Lord is watching constantly. Paramatma is watching us. So many times people say, no, I am so smart, I can escape. Yes, probably we can escape from the people around us, but we can never escape from the eyes of the Supreme Lord. It's constantly witnessing each and everything, not only our external activities, but Lord is witnessing even our thoughts, how you think. That is why, we are taught in our early times that we should not think even bad about others. So, I'm thinking, who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody can know what you're thinking. But there is one person who knows, and that is Paramatma. So Paramatma is sitting in our heart, and Krishna and Paramatma. And why is sitting actually? Because Lord, as being a very, very kind and merciful, Father, the Supreme Father, He is not happy seeing that, oh, look at this bird, constantly eating the fruits, still not happy, constantly lamenting. We are all those birds. We're constantly eating, let me enjoy this way, that way, let me get this, that, and so many things. But can anybody claim that, yes, I'm the most happiest person in the world? You can claim, provided there is a condition apply. So Bhagavatam explains that only two people are happy in this world. Bhagavatam says in them, not my words. One who is an illusion, ignorant person, he can say that I am happy, like a madman. He says I am happy. Another person is liberated. One who is already liberated, very advanced spiritually. They are happy because they are not impacted by any of their externals like that. So only two people are happy. So if you say you are happy, either you should be liberated, which we are not, or we should be the second category. So the point is that nobody is happy. So by seeing we are not happy, Lord is not happy. And that is why He is constantly witnessing and waiting that, okay, if you turn towards me, I can guide you how to be happy. At the same time, see Lord's kindness, the Lord's mercy is that He does not want to interfere with the free will of the living entity. He is very patiently waiting. Unless you turn towards me, I'll not interfere. You do whatever you want to do. But as soon as you turn towards me, I'll immediately guide you. That, oh, this is not the way to be happy. I can teach you how to be happy. But we are so busy eating that fruit, we don't care about the another bird sitting and to guide us. So that is why Lord is setting and guiding. Now coming back to our original discussion. We are talking about transmigration of the soul. So 3 stages. Stage 1 is leaving the body from the existing body, and then how we leave. The transference is actuated through the super soul. The Lord is guiding, the Paramatma is guiding us, and it takes it. The second is the travel, which direction you will go, and then third step is entering into another body. Now which body you want to enter next? Oh, in this life I was born as a very poor and wretched person. Now I left this body. Next body I want to enter in the body of a king of the world. I want to become the king. Can we become? We should become. So though Lord is guiding, but there are some other factors are also working. We may not know what are those factors, but Krishna knows well. And based on those factors, He will guide. So what are the 2 factors? 2 things are kama and karma. Kam and karma. Kam means desire. So everybody can desire to become the most powerful person in the world. But can all of us can become that? We can desire, nobody can stop us to desire. But whether we'll get or not, that will be determined by our karma. So one thing is desire, second thing is deserve. Unless we deserve, we cannot get all our desire fulfilled. So to achieve anything in this world, there should be the right combination of desire and deserve. Otherwise everybody is desiring, I want to become this, that, something. But we don't become, because we don't desire properly. Right? So based on our karma, Lord will guide us. And based on our desire, that what kind of body. So we develop a lot of desires in this world. Knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously. Based on and influenced by our association or surroundings. Many desires we have developed. When you associate with some people, few days, like say somebody is very passionate about work. He's working like 16 hours, 18 hours. And then after a few days, you start also feeling like I should also work like him. Irrespective of whether you have the ability to do like that or not, but only the desire comes. That is what Krishna says, Sangat Sanjayate Kama. That our association influences our consciousness. That is why our scriptures always guide. What they guide? Have the right association. Satsang, Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Hoy. Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. So it is recommended in the scriptures that one should learn the art of being in the right association of devotees. Then you develop the right desires. When you come to the temple, you associate with the devotees, you hear these discourses, start chanting Hare Krishna, talk to devotees few more days, and then you start developing desire. Prabhuji, I want to understand Bhagavad Gita. How can I learn? And you might be wondering why I want to learn. I never thought in like 30, 40 years of my life that I want to learn Bhagavad Gita. But suddenly that desire start to manifest. That is the power of association. Right? And it works other way also. If you go and associate with some drunkards, and one day you will desire, I also want to taste. I never tasted it, but one time I think I should taste. See how our association influences us. Right? So the right association is very, very important. So we are talking about desire and deserve. How we develop the desires. Desires comes by your association, and based on those desires, if we have sufficient karma, and karma is like currency. Like say you enter into some store and then you look at some branded things and you desire, oh I want this, I want. You can desire everything you look and you feel like I want to have this, have that. Whether you can have it or not depends on how much credits you have. What is the currency? If no currency, you just keep desiring and just come out. That's all right. You cannot. Of course, in this country, it is a little crazy. If you don't have the currency also, they'll give you some loan or some EMIs and all of that to loot you. but just to make the point, anyway, you have to pay that also later. So if you are not able to pay, then they'll take away. So that is how. So transmigration happens. You leave the body, you travel, and then you enter the body. It is all guided through the Paramatma. the super soul, and based on your desire and your credits, your deserve, your karma and karma. And that is how. So if our karmas are not good, then probably we transmigrate to the lower species of life. And if our credits are good, then you can transmigrate to the higher status of life. And it's very, very scientific actually. If we read a little more deep down in the scriptures, then it has been explained that how the soul leaves the body at death. Soul leaves the body, how the soul departs from the body. So there are 9 holes in our body. So the soul will leave from one of those holes. Now it depends on which hole the soul leaves the body, that can determine whether the soul upgraded or downgraded. So this is how it is. So this is science. So 9 holes for a common man. And based on his karma, the soul can, like many times, some people leave the body, something comes out from their mouth, probably, and some people, they passes. It means the soul has leaves from the lower holes. It's a downgraded, this thing. This is the understanding. But those who are very spiritually advanced and, some yogis and all that, they learn the art and they practice all through their life that they block all their 9 holes. There is some yoga pranayam by which they can block from within. Then how the soul will leave? So their soul, they learn the art, they practice that, and they master that art of gradually rising the soul above, higher, and then they can bring their soul to the top of the skull. And then it puncture the top of the head and soul leaves. It means they have gone on a very high planet. But for that they practice. It is not for a common man's practice. Very advanced yogis, they do that. Right? So based on that, so all this kind of science has been explained. So the soul leaves. So based on what karma the soul had done, it will determine that which hole it will leave and then what is the next destination. So it is very, very important that we prepare ourselves for this journey. Right? We keep preparing for so many different, travels. Some long weekend is coming. We are preparing ourselves. Okay, we are traveling here, we are traveling there. Next summer vacations, winter vacations. But there's a very important journey that we all have to prepare. Right? So that is what the Bhagavad Gita is preparing us, that better be well prepared to travel. And not only just some higher planets or lower planets, but the scriptures guides us that your travel should be beyond this material world. Yat gatva na nivardante tad dhamam paramamama. So Krishna is saying that you leave and never comes back here. Because this material world, no matter what you do, you will never be happy. Like this bird is eating the fruits, but never happy, contented. So this is the situation, right? In fact, our scriptures also guides that unless, we want to enjoy this material body, this material pleasure. And why we want to enjoy this material pleasure? Because we have forgotten the spiritual enjoyment. And we try to enjoy in so many different ways. And unless we have that desire to enjoy this material happiness, then we cannot get out of this cycle of repeated birth and death. So it is very, very important that we give up all this desire to enjoy materially. There's nothing wrong in enjoying, but wrong enjoyment, wrong way of enjoying. The goal of life is to enjoy. Somebody, they're talking to Srila Prabhupada when he was here. One reporter came and then he asked that, Swamiji, what is the goal of your mission? So Prabhupada says, the goal of our mission is to enjoy. Very simple. So the goal of our mission is to enjoy. This reporter was very happy. So that is the goal of my life also. Everybody's goal is enjoy. But then Prabhupada corrected, not the way that you are trying to enjoy. Our enjoyment is different. Our enjoyment is giving pleasure to Krishna. When you give pleasure to Krishna, In reciprocation, you enjoy unlimitedly. Now, this is something, the secret revealed in the scriptures. Many people might have not thought about this. I'll explain this, what it is, and you will agree to this. Say if I invite you for a feast and you are very hungry and I say, hey, come, I'll give you nice feast, varieties of food stuff, and you can eat as much as you want. And all your favorite items, you give me the list, I'll prepare all those favorite items. You come, anticipated, lot of pleasure, sit, and then one after another I serve you all your, all the delicacies which are like one of your most favorite. And you eat and you enjoy. How long your enjoyment will last? Anyone? Until stomach is full. Maybe like few minutes or half an hour you can eat. How much you can eat? Say for example, you like rasgulla. The first you eat, you say, wow, this is wonderful. And you eat the second and third. But when you eat the fourth, it doesn't give you the same pleasure as the first one gave. And the fifth and sixth. And after that, if I push you, you say, no more. And still I push you. Probably you'll call 911. This person is up to killing me or something. Like the same pleasure becomes the torture. You cannot enjoy. So there is a limit to enjoy in receiving. How much you can have. But now I'll give you another example. I'll tell you that I made all these varieties of food stuff. One plate is there for you. You eat. And then all this abundant of food, you should distribute, from your heart. And then there are people and you start distributing. How much you can distribute? How much ever is there, you can distribute happily. And by distribution, you derive a lot of pleasure. You see some hungry people, hungry kids, they're eating, they're enjoying, they're happy, they're smiling, and that gives you the pleasure. So people have not understood the art of being happy in this world. The art of being happy or deriving pleasure is not in receiving, it is in giving. But people always want to, receive and receive and receive, and they don't want to give. So if you learn the art of giving, then you will be the most happy person. And give in the right way and to the right person. And that right person is Krishna. Why Krishna? Because he says, Bhoktaram Yaktapsam Sarva Lokom Maheshwaram. He is the proprietor. He is the owner of everything what exists in this world. So when you give it to him, and then how much Krishna will receive? He can receive unlimitedly, but he don't want to receive. You give him unlimitedly, and he want to give you back unlimitedly. So your enjoyment will become unlimited. But if you try to become enjoyer independently, there is a limit always. And that is why our pleasure in this world, or happiness, or enjoyment in this world is very, very limited. So this is the knowledge that we learn from the scriptures. Right? And that is why this Bhagavad Gita, such an essential scriptures of our life, it's a manual of our life. So we should learn, and we should somehow or other learn to give up this tendency to enjoy independently. Otherwise we'll never be happy. We can never get closer to Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj confirms in the Bhagavatam 7th canto, Matirna Krishne Barito Satova Mitho Bipadyed Grahavritanam Adantagobir Vishatam Tamishram Puna Charvid Charvananam. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying that enjoying in this material world in so many different varieties, in different ways, is Puna Charvid Charvananam. It is just like chewing the chew. If not, that chewing gum. I think most of us the experience. So you keep chewing it. In the beginning it will give you some sweetness. After that you just keep chewing only. Nothing comes out of that. Right? So trying to enjoy in this material world is like chewing the chewed. Like a chewing gum, you are chewing. Nothing is coming out. You are anticipating something will come out now. Beginning it came out. So the nature of this material pleasure is like that. In the beginning it will give you some little, the particle of enjoyment, but later nothing comes out. So Prahlad Maharaj is comparing this material enjoyment, chewing the chewed. So one should be very intelligent. And nothing will come out from this. Right? So rather let me give up this and understand. Matirna Krishna Bharato Satova. Unless you give up this tendency to enjoy materially, independent from Krishna, then we will never have Krishnamati. Many times people say, that Prabhuji, we are coming to temple, we are reading Bhagavad Gita, and we have read multiple times, and we are chanting also. So many things we are doing, but still that this thing is not coming out. That Krishnamati is not coming. So we should understand, we should get the hint from the scriptures. Still you might be holding on to some of those materialistic desires. So unless we give those desires, Krishnamati won't come. So many things can come, but Krishna consciousness, pure Krishna consciousness won't come. Matirna Krishna parato satova. Either somebody tells you do this, do that, it will not come. You yourself try in so many ways, it won't come. Unless you give up. What is that? Grahavartanam. Unless you give up this, enjoying materialistic things. Then only we can advance spiritually. So it is very, very important that we gradually change our desire, transform our desires. Otherwise our desires won't transform. Right? If I ask you the question, if you go to a restaurant, how you consider your visit as successful visit? What is the criteria? It's not a very complex answer. Simple answer, don't think complex. Give me a simple answer. If you get a good food, good meal, something is very nice, happy, satisfied. Right? You go to a restaurant, have a good meal, right? You're happy. You go to, say, doctor, you get some good treatment and you are cured and you are healthy. You think, okay, it is a good visit. You go to university, you get the good education degree. Right? My question to you all, when you come to temple, how do you consider that my visit to temple was successful? If you get the good prasad. Yes, you can say that also. But think little deep. How do you say that my visit to temple was success? Peace? If you feel peace, okay, satisfy, some knowledge, chanting, sorry, some connection. Anybody? Any other answer, different answer? You're saying something? Devotion. Okay. So all the answers are right. My answer is a little different. My answer is, I'm giving you some thought for, food for thought, that we should consider our visit to temple as success is if there is little transformation in our heart, in our consciousness, in our desire. When you come to temple, you meet some devotees, you attend some program, and then you should have some desire that, okay, I also want to learn this. I also want to chant. I want to come back again. Or something like that. So there has to be some transformation. If the transformation is not happening, then probably we need to look into the matter that something is going wrong. Right? So we come to the temple for the transformation of the heart. It's not only just information. Purpose is not just information. Oh, Prabhuji, very nice, discourse you gave on Bhagavad Gita. I noted down all the points. Very good. I'll remember everything. That is information, which is also important. Paying attention and taking notes and all that. Good. But that's not enough. It's not information. It should be transformation. So if we are coming to temple, there should be transformation. So transformation means changing our desires, purifying our desires. So we have a lot of desires in this world to enjoy in so many different ways. When we come to the temple, meet the devotee, listen to discourses, chant Hare Krishna, participate in Kirtan, in Seva, then there should be desire that, okay, I want to serve Krishna. I want to please Krishna. I want to become more spiritually advanced now. When that desire comes, that desire will determine your destination. We are talking about the transmigration. See how it is all connected. So our desires will take you to a different destination now. So when you are a very materialistic person, so many desires to enjoy independently, different destination. But you develop the desire to serve Krishna, to please Krishna, to connect with Krishna. Your destination is Krishna's Golok Vrindavan. Out of this world, you can go there. Right? So that transformation, the transformation of desire happens by the association, the right association, by the right practices. So we should not only just pay a visit here and then go back, but we should also learn something to practice on the daily basis, which is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When we chant, Cheto Darpan Marjanam, our consciousness gets purified. We read Bhagavad Gita, our intelligence gets transformed, intelligence gets purified with the knowledge. You eat prasadam. They say that when you eat prasadam, your body becomes purified. Tan shuddha hoga. When you chant the holy name, man shuddha hoga. And then you give something to Krishna, your dhan shuddha hoga. So everything is all about purification here. So when we are coming to the temple, we should be very clear, I am coming here so that I can get little purified. Maybe just one point or something. You consider that, okay, this is success. Every time I come, I should get purified. I should get some desire, some purified desire. I should leave some old desires to enjoy in so many nasty ways. And that will determine our destination completely different. Right? So like that. So when we become Krishna consciousness, gradually all our materialistic desires will just vanish. And this is confirmed by one of the Acharya, Yamunacharya. He says, Yadavadi mama chitta Krishna padara vindayo navanavarasa dhamni udyatham rantumasit tadavadi batanari sangame smaryamane bhavati mukhavikarasasto nishtivinamcha. So he's confirming, Yad avadi mama Krishna, mama chitta Krishna padara vindayo. From the time mama chitta, my consciousness, my mind is absorbed in Krishna padar vindayo, the Krishna's lotus feet, nav rasa dhamni. I'm constantly relishing newer and newer rasa. And tadavadi, from that time on, from which time? I engaged my mind in Krishna's lotus feet. From that time on, bat nari sangame smaryamane. If I think of enjoyment, material enjoyment, I spit at the thought itself. The thought only won't come in me. As soon as the thought comes, I spit the thought. So that can happen by Krishna consciousness. So Krishna consciousness is developing, tasting, experiencing the higher rasa. Raso varjam, raso pasya, param drashtva nivardhate. This is the solution that Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita, that unless you taste something higher, you cannot give up the lower taste. How much ever we talk here, oh, we should not do this, we should not do that, we should give up all those bad desires, it will not work unless you develop something higher. If there is a hungry person, he has to eat something. Either you give him some healthy food, or he'll end up eating the junk food. Food is needed. So we cannot artificially suppress yourself. Oh no, not this, not this, not this. Many times people do that. They do that and it doesn't work. They get more and more frustrated. So that is not the way. Simple way is develop the higher taste. Don't worry too much about giving up the lower taste. You start focusing on developing the higher taste. Start chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Enjoy the kirtan. Enjoy the prasadam. Enjoy the seva. Talking, discussing, listening all the discourses. A lot of enjoyment is there in that. Develop the taste. Automatically there will be no time for all this materialistic taste. Okay. So this is what Krishna is explaining here. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya. That when we give up this body, we get the new body. We can kind of choose what kind of body you will give. You will get the new body. Not very specifically that I want this body, but at least you can make sure that you are upgrading yourself. you're not downgrading. And not only just upgrading, but gradually you upgrade yourself so much that you just transcend this cycle of repeated birth and death. That is the goal of life. That we never comes back in this punarapi janma, punarapi marana, punarapi janani, jatare janam. This cycle is going on. Shankaracharya sings this. Right? Again, punarapi janna, maranam. And then again you are taking the womb of the mother. Sometime in a human mother, sometimes an animal mother, some bird's mother. We are going in cycle and cycle and cycle. So the goal of human form of life is to come out from this cycle. Okay, so this process is very, very simple. We can become more Krishna conscious by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, by reading Bhagavad Gita, associating with the devotees, rendering some seva in the temple in whatever capacity we can, we should, and then we can make this human form of life a success. Okay, we'll stop here. Anybody's any quick question or any comment based on what we discussed? Anybody wants to ask or add something? Okay, so if there's no question, then now we'll practice this. As I said, it should not be just information, but transformation. A lot of information came already. Now, there has to be some activity to transformation. So this activity is very, very simple in this modern age. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us the process of chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So many of you are already familiar with chanting. Anybody is coming first time here? Please raise your hand. Okay, I see 1, 2 people. Anybody is coming first time? We'll not ask you any question. We'll give you one gift. People are sometimes scared if I raise the hand, he might ask some question. Some special gift is there, those who are coming first time. So please contact the counter there, Mataji is there. So before you leave, you collect your special gift. It's a transcendental gift that you want to welcome you to the temple for your first visit by giving you this wonderful gift. So please collect your gift from there. And I'm assuming that everybody is familiar with the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Those who are not familiar, I'll just quickly show you that how to chant this rightly. It's very simple. This Mahamantra everybody knows. We take any beat. There's nothing special about the mala. It's just for counting, 108. And then for every bead, we chant one mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then move to the next, and then move to the next. So like that, 108 times we'll be chanting. Most important part of the chanting is this mantra should be chanted loud and clear, not in the mind. As loud as you can hear. Don't disturb others, your neighbors, but you just hear attentively and chant distinctly. Let us chant this now. And before we start this mantra chanting, we chant one invocation prayers on the center beat, which you repeat after me, and then Hare Krishna mantra will all be chanting together, loud and clear, distinctly, and try to focus on the sound vibration. So please repeat after me. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Now let us chant together in sync and loud and clear and distinctly. We'll chant for a few minutes now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare